Throughout Monday Night Raw, newly crowned WWE World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton verbally attacked fans and his fellow members of the WWE roster. But it didn't stop there. Orton faced Daniel Bryan in the main event of Raw, a match that saw Orton getting himself intentionally disqualified. Afterwards, the person responsible for setting the match into motion, John Cena, ran to the rescue only to see himself and Daniel Bryan laid out on the mat as the Undisputed Champion stood triumphantly. It seems as if the main goal on Raw was establishing Orton as a dominant and compelling figure. David, was it successful?
I still am not convinced on Randy Orton right now as the top heel. I think after WrestleMania season is said and done, hopefully they'll get the belt off of him to some up-and-coming babyface or maybe an established guy. More than likely it'll be an established guy. I'm not going to say I'm done with the character because the best is yet to come. At least I hope so. It's just that I've been so disappointed with Randy Orton's work as of lately. This promo that he did have on the past Monday Night Raw, it was good, but I'm still not getting the type of Orton that I'm used to a few years ago. And a lot of people usually get upset when I make comparisons to the past, but I have to stick by it. I'm just so used to a level that Randy Orton used to be at, and he's just not delivering on it. We've seen some flashes of brilliance, like when he completely destroyed Miz in front of his hometown, and you just get extra points for me for beating up the Miz. But he did it in front of his parents. It would have been A+ if his father would have actually showed some emotion.
What a mark.
But I'm gonna give Randy Orton. I'm gonna give him the pass on that one. But yeah, I'm almost over this whole heel corporate faction. It's reminding me a little bit too much of a wannabe Vince McMahon corporation. I like the idea of having heel GMs. I would say that 75% of the year we should have a heel GM, and if they ever decide to have like a face GM, it shouldn't be for too long because that gets boring after a while. SmackDown. But yeah, I'll give it a chance, but so far I'm not convinced on Randy Orton.
During my review of TLC, I kind of exploded with joy, had a joygasm over Randy Orton. And I think, looking at his performance on Raw, I say he took winning the Champion of Champions match to heart and actually tried to improve his character, because that promo he cut backstage was beautiful, telling us to kiss his ass and stuff. That's Randy Orton. I can see he's trying to grow and improve and become a real big face bad guy that we're looking for. Like top draw bad guy that people want to go to see get beat up. I think he's doing a good job of that. When it comes to Daniel Bryan and stuff, I don't think this was about establishing Daniel Bryan as a possible threat to him at WrestleMania, but I also have to question John Cena's motives here. I mean, if you look back over time, Hulk Hogan never used Macho Man to get over. Stone Cold never used The Rock to get over. Like saying, hey, The Rock's popular, you should like me too. John Cena seems to be like very much of a leech, if you think about it. He takes what's popular and just kind of leeches off them. It's like Triple H, kind of. Hey, Shawn Michaels is popular. You should think I'm popular too. That's John Cena's school of thought, and that's just kind of sad that he's doing that instead of trying to get over himself, which I'm guessing is hard to do, maybe a little bit. So I have to question, though, with the way things are going, I don't see John Cena being in the title picture at WrestleMania, but I don't see Daniel Bryan be there either. So the big question is, who is Randy Orton going to face at WrestleMania as the Champion of Champions? There's just too many unanswered questions at the moment, and I'm just trying to pick together what the possibilities are in this, really. And I think this is WWE's high point of the year. Like, right after TLC, where the question's like, okay, how's WrestleMania going to play out and stuff? I think right now, they're doing a damn good job of it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Royal Rumble when we get there, but at this current time, Randy Orton's promo, I enjoyed it, but I'm going to agree with David, where this isn't the Orton that I loved, like when he was like that heel, that aggressive heel. Like, that's the Orton that I want. This Orton seems, he's too corporate, which I guess that's what he's trying. But I don't really enjoy this Orton very much, and I do hope that he does lose the title before WrestleMania, because I don't really want to see this Orton defend the titles at WrestleMania. But we'll see what happens when we get there. Again, I enjoyed his promo. The Cena thing, him using Daniel Bryan, I guess it's okay, as Justin said, if it's good or bad, but I guess it's alright. But that match, the Raw main event match, amazing, just amazing.
Well, I guess I'm going to be the only one standing here all by myself, because as far as I'm concerned, the Randy Orton that I saw on Monday Night Raw, that's exactly what I want to see from him. Because when he literally told the fans to kiss his ass, my jaw dropped, and I was like, did this motherfucker just say that? Orton, he was a complete asshole on Raw, and I absolutely loved every single minute of it. That, along with everything else that happened on Raw, was exactly what he needed to firmly establish himself as a top guy in the company, because as the Undisputed World Champion, he has no peers, and he wasted no time letting everyone on the WWE roster know exactly that. Now, on to the match. That was a great match that nearly blew the roof off the friggin' place. And I said in a recent video of mine on PWF Empire that WWE needed to slow down on the screwy finishes, because while they have their place in wrestling, not every single main event needs a screwy finish. But in this case, the finish was more than appropriate because it told a great story. It's not like the action in the match was invalidated either, because that plays into the story also. Bryan, he fought through an injury and was displayed as a strong contender. That's a real threat to Randy Orton and his championship. So, and he's like so much of a contender that Randy Orton actually got himself disqualified. And this continues the narrative that Orton can't defeat Bryan cleanly, while at the same time makes people hate Orton. One of those rare cases where both guys are better off than they were before the match actually started. But going back to something that Brandon and David said, do you really think Randy Orton is too corporate when he literally tells the fans to kiss his ass? I'm just not seeing that connection there. Like, I saw it before Raw, but it seems as if he turned a new page on Raw. It seems like he's going forward really strongly.
I'm not saying he's too corporate. It's just not clicking with me for some reason. Maybe it's because I've seen the corporate angle done to death. Especially they did it last year with John Laurinaitis and CM Punk. It's just kind of the whole idea of it. I was on the assumption that when Randy Orton won at SummerSlam, we were going to get some type of new evolution, and maybe I got my hopes up too bit. Maybe I got my hopes up a bit too much. But Randy Orton to me is, when he's the top heel, he's like the anchor of the show. When he is at his absolute best, there's like nobody that can touch him, and I don't know what it is. His in-ring work has been meh as of lately. I don't know if personal problems this year have gotten to him. I know he's kind of had a rough year. But I feel like this entire year, Randy Orton has just been kind of like phoning things in. His promos have gotten a lot better as of recently. I will agree with you that backstage segment he had was really good. But he's only had flashes of brilliance. For the most part in 2013, he's just been kind of there.
On that note, I would like to say that this is not really 2013 anymore. I feel it's the beginning turns of 2014. I think Randy Orton's making progress to get past that corporate thing, because I agree the corporate angle has been a failure for the most part. I mean, there's only so many times you can see this angle and just be okay with it, and this has probably been the weakest of them. And that's saying something because John Laurinaitis sucked. But I'm willing to see Randy Orton try to progress here, because he's showing characteristics, and these flashes are going to turn into like light switches and just be on permanently. I think that's in Randy Orton's future, because it's WrestleMania season, and when Randy Orton's in a good storyline at WrestleMania, I mean, look at WrestleMania 25 with Triple H. He really turned it up there. I think there's a possibility he could do that again, except have a better match, maybe. But I think there's possibilities with Randy Orton getting better. And it's 2014. I'm willing to look to the future now and stop living in the past kind of thing.
I can't believe I'm about to say this once again, but I actually agree with Justin. It seems as if Raw was a new beginning for Randy Orton. I don't know if he can still, well, I'm going to say I do know. He can't still be judged by that same standard of what he did previously in 2013, because we want to talk about him partnering up with the Authority and being the corporate shill for them. We also have to be reminded of the fact that he went off on the Authority backstage on Raw, if I'm not mistaken, because they're the ones that put him in the match with Daniel Bryan on Monday Night Raw 24 hours after the TLC match that he had with John Cena, and he was pissed off about that, and I do believe he went off on them.
Yeah, I think that he should separate himself just a little bit from the corporation.
Yeah, I'll agree that Orton, he is definitely picking up his game. He's getting much better. It's just, at the time, he was a little corporal, but I'm hoping he fixes this up, because I've stated Orton is my favorite wrestler of all time, and that was like the Randy Orton back in the day, legend killer, even when he became like that aggressive heel. So I'm hoping that he gets back to that. He gets so aggressive, he turns on Triple H and Stephanie. That would be awesome. Just delivers RKOs to both of them. It'd be amazing. But I really want that Orton back, that aggressive heel Orton that I love. So hopefully we're coming up to WrestleMania season. Or we are in WrestleMania season. He picks up his game, and 2014 could be a great year for Orton, and hopefully it is.
Yeah, I definitely think we got a good start here. David, is there something that you want to add on?
Yeah, this isn't necessarily about Randy Orton. What I wanted to add on was Daniel Bryan. I'm not really sure I like John Cena always rushing in to help the guy. It's kind of seeming that Daniel Bryan needs John Cena to fight his battles, and I don't think that's going to really help him in the long run. It's going to make it look like John Cena is like, I mean, it is the truth, but like, I don't want them to beat over the head that John Cena is number one and Daniel Bryan, the gap is like so huge, you know?
I'm glad that you brought that up because that's something I wanted to discuss. That's one thing that I'm going to need to change going forward. They need to stop